God bless everybody. Today it is November 2nd of 2023. I found this article extremely compelling and I thought I'd bring it to your attention. I had done a video about a month ago that I thought we had multiple wars on the horizon as we're starting to see break out all over the globe, and that they would reinstate a military draft requirement in 23-24. And then I found this article today. Now, this is pretty unusual for the Army to be chaotically telling hundreds of soldiers that they have to become recruiters immediately, and they're going to do this in stages in the next couple of months, which means they're getting preemptively ready to bring on your children into the war machine. Okay, it's just that simple. Number one, they don't chaotically do anything in the military if you've been in there. It's all staged and set up way before things are advanced, but because the wars are breaking out so rapidly, they're going to have to do what's required, and that is to recruit your children to keep this war machine rolling. Okay, so just realize, we can go through this article real quick. Without warning, hundreds of non-commissioned officers were ordered via email to report to recruiting school at Fort Knox, Kentucky in less than a week. Okay, number one, they don't just call these guys up like this and break their lives overnight. Okay, they're bringing people in from all over the place. This is unprecedented, and this is just the first wave. Okay, it says with hundreds more set to start at school in December. Suddenly, a sudden unexpected move by the Army as the service scrambles to boost its recruiting force to 800 by the end of this year. That's a huge amount of recruiters. And if you've been in the military, you realize that the last job, unless you like to push paper around, is recruiting. Okay, nobody wants these jobs, and so they're going to pay these guys a lot of money to come in and recruit your children so that they can keep this war machine moving. The orders came after a breakdown in how the Army tracks how many recruiters it has coming through the pipeline through the retention of existing ones, according to General Douglas Stitt. I'm probably saying that wrong. The Army's top personnel officer. The sudden depletion of recruiters caught Army's planners flat-footed, with officials unable to provide a clear explanation as to what went wrong. Okay, I'm sorry, they track everything. They know what's going on here. So this is not a really good explanation, in my opinion. They're bringing on, just like the IRS agents to get your tax money, they're bringing on recruiters now to get your children. Okay, and so this is going to move fairly quickly, and we're talking about that November 5th date coming up, with Turkey potentially moving into this. And now you got the Houthis just entering the battlefield in Yemen against Israel, and so they see this coming. They know what's coming up. They're getting ready to preempt all these wars getting ready to come out here. Okay. Um, so it's caught them flat-footed, and there's no clear explanation why this has happened, other than guys are just leaving, and they just didn't know to recruit enough new people. So the NCOs will likely have to move during the holiday season in the middle of school year, sowing chaos in the families. And that's what I mean. This is an unprecedented move for the military, abruptly out of nowhere, to say, "Hey, dude, you gotta come. We need you in a week. We need you by the end of December so that we can get into this 2024 exhaustive draft that we're getting ready to get into. It's going to be ugly. Oh, it's so bad out here. Given the 6-day heads up, we have zero time to plan child care, one non-commissioned officer told military.com, on the condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to talk to the media. We can barely find and afford childcare during the week as it is. Now my wife may end up having to quit her job entirely because it is impossible to find it on the weekend. The Army has roughly 10,000 recruiters, so you're adding an additional 800 emergency recruiters on top of that. That's a huge percentage of increase of recruiters overnight. The 800 emergency recruiting students will allow the service to maintain its numbers. Recruiters have reported to military.com in recent months of working longer hours and in some cases getting fired for missing quotas. Okay, well, that was smart. They fired a bunch of them, but now they got to replenish all these guys. It's amazing what the government does. I want to apologize to the soldiers and families for receiving this last minute notification. That mistake is mine, Stitt told reporters Wednesday. It's not lost on me, particularly at this point in time on the cusp of the holidays and the impact this has on our soldiers and NCOs, and it's going to affect them through, they're in college now. They're dealing with getting ready to have Thanksgiving and Christmas moving forward, and the first of the year, and all of a sudden their lives are being totally destroyed. So I just wanted you to be aware of this article. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. It's extremely important. Indicates that they have a certain quota here at the end that they're trying to go up to. But it's the timing. I had just done that video a month ago, talked about how we have this wokeness in our government, and so even if we're getting recruits, they're not necessarily military actively trained to be on the field and be effective recruits. As we move forward, we will see how that all turns out. That may be another reason they're recruiting higher, because the people they're getting really aren't very quality people sometimes, and so they're just doing the best they can, and the retention seems to be pretty low at this point. So just be cautious that they may be coming after your children. I'm not saying that they're going to. Don't take me wrong on this. I've been talking about they could. If they get you into multiple wars and they get to starting to deplete their ranks, then they're going to bring your children into this. And the men will go first, and the women will be used as in the background support, different things like that. Hopefully they won't put a lot of the women on the front lines, but we'll see how that goes. Some women want to be there. I get it. Anyway, I just wanted to bring this to your attention. I think it's extremely important that we keep you updated, and I will do a few more reports on a few other things that are coming up. And like I say, the Houthis just entered that Israel war over there, so that's going to cause a lot of problem because they do have a lot more firepower and they're hitting them from another direction. And so we've moved military warships over into those areas to try and knock these missiles down as they're being rained in on Israel. So that might be another reason they're at this very moment now they're starting to see an amplification of another area of the world. They haven't even seen Turkey walk in the room yet, and they've got a Chinese-Taiwan thing still going on. So God bless everybody. Find Jesus. It's really important that you find the open door right now. He is the only way you're going to get through this. You have to find the Son of God. His name's Jesus. If you haven't found him, if you don't know him, get in the Bible, start reading, and start to learn who this is and why this is happening on this planet. Because the more you know, the more information you have, the better off you and your families will be as you see it coming. It won't be a storm that will just catch you by surprise. So find the open door. Find Jesus. God bless everybody. This is going to move quickly.